All right. Well, it's almost 10 p.m. now. Where do I begin? I am in the Pilot at New Albany, Mississippi. Store number 174, US 78, I-22, exit 64 here in Mississippi. 500 State Highway 15 South, New Albany, Mississippi, 38652. Phone number 662-539-0222. I parked in a free parking spot. I know it was free for a couple of things. Number one, the spot I'm in now is labeled reserve. The spot I was in is not labeled reserve. It's clear yellow words right on the ground. The little post, that the little square box or triangle or pyramid box with a post standing out that says prime parking, is sitting up on the hill behind the parking spots where I was. The manager on duty here, Amber, came banging on my door telling me that I'm in a prime parking spot. It's not labeled that way. The spot I'm in now, 2 rows over, is labeled reserve. The spot I was in was not labeled reserve. She was rude. She was condescending. She was arrogant. She was profane, using F you. Move your damn truck. I went in to try to talk to a different manager because I didn't know she was a manager because it didn't say manager on her name tag. I go in to talk to a manager inside the store. Turns out she's the manager. I called another store that's close by, Senatobia, talked to the manager there. She was pleasant. She doesn't know why this is going on. Then I called corporate. Spoke to a woman named Emily there. She was very nice to help me and talk and pass this information up to a regional manager or the general manager of this store, which I will be talking to in the morning. You don't treat a customer that way. If this woman had knocked on the door and said, "Excuse me, sir, pardon me, I don't know if you realize this is now a prime parking spot. There is a free spot right over there. It is labeled reserved, but it is not a reserved parking spot tonight." We are making a switch to it, which A, they didn't block out the reserve, the words on the ground where I'm parked or any of the reserved parking spots over here. They did not label those spots as reserved parking. They did not put the signs where they belong in front of the parking spots. It's set up on the hill, on the grass behind the parking spots. How is a customer like myself supposed to know that that's not a reserved parking spot? How? I parked in the logical place to park in a spot that was not clearly labeled reserved. But here I am now sitting in a reserved parking spot. You know, I don't get it. Why do you treat a customer like that? Pilot Flying J, this is the first time you've truly let me down because of this one employee, this one nighttime manager. So past 45, almost 50 minutes now, almost an hour now actually, I've been dealing with this. How is it you feel justified in treating a customer in the way you've treated the customer today? I was a manager at Pizza Hut. I was a manager at Scott's Lawn Care. I've had, supervisory authority in many different places. I've never treated a customer that way, ever. This woman should never be in customer service because she obviously cannot do the job properly. You don't threaten a customer. You don't insult a customer. You don't use foul language to a customer. You don't provide contradictory information to a customer. Tell me, how do you see it? When there is a parking spot clearly labeled, the yellow letters are on the ground saying reserved parking spot. What is your assumption? I don't know, my assumption is that's a reserved parking spot. When there's no writing on the ground that says reserved parking spot, that tells me it's a parking spot. When there's a clearly posted metal sign put in the ground around the perimeter or next to the building, it says no parking, that there next to that sign is not a parking spot. Where they park the tanker trucks for when they deliver the diesel, and they have the yellow hash marks on the ground, it says no parking, I make the assumption that's not a parking spot. Inside the fuel island, in the fuel island, is not a parking spot. On the scale, in front of the scale, is not a parking spot. The entrance driveway is not a parking spot. On the grass is not a parking spot. Parking spots are clearly identifiable. Little yellow lines on the ground. And the ones you have to pay for are clearly labeled reserved. And if they do not have the word reserved on it, they have a little pyramidical box, typically with wheels on it, a metal pole coming out of it, and a little rectangular sign on top, and said prime parking, paid parking, reserved parking. Something that tells you that that particular spot is to be paid for. Why is it this is the only store that doesn't apply to? I've been to a Pilot Flying J in every single state. All 48 American states that I can drive to. Of course, I don't count Alaska. I can't take a load to Alaska. I have to go through Canada to do that, and that's not lawful. That's not allowed. I can't drive to Hawaii. No matter how fast I go, I'm not skimming across the waves for 3,000, 4,000 miles. Or wherever it is the distance from California down to Hawaii. So let's keep ourselves confined to the 48 American states. I have not been into Canada yet to make a delivery or pick one up. So I'm going to leave that out. Why is it that this one store, this is the only one that these new rules apply to? And how am I supposed to know, never having been here and been given no information, none, inside the store, on the door, out here in the parking lot, no information telling me that this situation is changing? It's called piss poor customer service. I will be ranting the same exact thing. I talked to another manager at a different store, the woman Emily at customer service. I'll be talking to the general manager here. I will not tolerate being treated in this manner. I will not put up with it one damn bit. It is unacceptable you treating a loyal customer. I come to Pilot Flying J exclusively. Exclusively. I cannot stand TA or Petro. I hate them. I do not go there unless I absolutely have to, and then I'm holding my nose going to those stores. They're outdated, they're dirty, every process they have sucks. So I stopped going. I don't go there. I'll go to a Love's as my very distant third choice. You have Pilot Flying J up here, tied for first. Way down here in the bargain basement is where TA Petro is, and slightly above that is Love's. I mean, I hate being treated like I'm dirt. Especially by someone whose job it is to tell people a bold-faced lie. Her job is to lie to me. Her job is to tell me I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread and yo-yos and pogo sticks. Hey, sir, welcome to Pilot. Glad to see you. I don't care if she hates my effing guts. I don't care if she thinks I'm the worst thing in the universe since Hitler and dog crap. Her job is to tell me that I'm a wonderful, super dynamite kind of guy, and make me believe it by a grin on her face. You know, that's one of the few times I want people to lie to me. I want to feel like when I come in the store, like I am the king blank on Turd Mountain. I want to feel like I'm the most important thing in her life. When I come into a store, I want that manager, I want that cashier, I want that guy working that mopping up some spilled soda, telling me I'm a fantastic human being. It's called customer service. It's called basic civility, basic courtesy. This woman has put a really bad taste in my mouth. So we all know the pocket guide to truck stops, truck stop guide. I got a new one so I can mark up. Now, unfortunately, I have to mark it with a red pen. Because I will never come back to this store ever again. And that's the first Pilot I have ever had to mark with a red pen in my book, telling me to avoid this truck stop in perpetuity. You know, let's see, California, Ontario, the TA and the Petro marked in red. I will never go back to the TA there in Ontario and California, in Los Angeles. Let's see, the Sunoco in Morrilton, Arkansas, exit 107 off of I-40. I never go there again. That place was filthy dirty. They're marked in red. I still have to go through and mark some more in the book. But how dare you treat a customer that way? How dare you? You should not be in customer service if you can't act like a professional and do the one thing, the one and only thing that your job entails: customer service. In essence, every job is customer service. My job is customer service. I use this truck and the tools provided to me to provide that customer service. When I was a janitor, when I was a landscaper, when I was a pizza cook, a pizza delivery driver, the head driver for the franchise, the head driver trainer for the franchise, you know, a lawn care technician, a horticulturist, arborist, warehouseman. Doesn't matter what job I've had in my entire life. I've been working for over 32 years in my 48 years of life. I have never one time treated a customer so disrespectfully. I'll not have it. I'd rather see this woman lose her job than have her inflict onto anybody else that attitude she inflicted upon me tonight. If you can't be proper in how you're acting like a manager, and you can't act in a proper managerial manner, you should not have that job. You are not capable of handling that job. I was laying down to go to sleep. Just a little tiny bit after 9 o'clock, come pounding on my door. And now I am so flippin' angry, I'm going to have a hard time going back to sleep. And if this woman thinks that I'm some pushover schmuck, she's sorely mistaken. Because like I tell people who truly anger me, I will make you my hobby. I will take great pleasure in destroying you. That may sound vindictive. That may sound harsh. But guess what? You are getting precisely what you want. You act like that, you are demanding people treat you in that manner. I'll do it with family. I'll do it with complete strangers. I will give you precisely what you want, and you're not going to like it. So for your own sakes, those of you who are watching, you know, you truck drivers who are on people passing through New Albany, Mississippi, Highway 122, US 78, exit 64, the Pilot Travel Center. If the woman name is Amber who's working here, I advise you to take your car, take your truck out of here and go find someone else to park, because she does not deserve the pleasure of your customers, of your patronage. The only reason I don't get up and leave, because I'm already 3 hours past my clock. I can't leave. I am a fairly genial man, fairly kind, fairly generous, charitable, somewhat decent. I'm no saint, I'm no angel, I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form. But I try my best to be civil, to be courteous, to be kind, to be moral. I don't ask anything of anybody else other than the absolute rock bottom basic decency and courtesy and civility. When you have a job and I'm interacting with you, all I want you to do is do your job. That's all. I don't need anything else from you. Well, I got my rant out of the way. So please, when you're interacting with other people, do your job, be courteous, be kind, be civil. Before I lay back down to bed, I'm gonna kneel down and pray guidance. Pray a calm attitude again. Pray for some forgiveness. For myself first, and for her. And hopefully get back to bed so I can get a decent night's sleep. I know this is not the kind of video you want to watch. Or that most people are going to be interested in. I'm sure of that. I mean, but this is part of my life, trucking, and that's what this channel's about. Well, thank you all for listening. I appreciate it. Have a good night and a good day. God bless.